The message arrived while I was shaving. They don't want you there. No greeting, no apology. Just that. My reflection blinked. A thin line of blood slid down my jaw and into the sink. I watched it mix with water, dilute into nothing. Who? I typed. 3 dots. A pause long enough to build a funeral. My parents. They think it would be awkward. Awkward. The word she used when she didn't want to say embarrassing. Outside, the bus station loudspeaker announced departures in 2 languages. The border was 12 kilometers away. I could smell diesel through the open window. So I'm not invited, I said aloud to an empty room. It's just 1 day. Please don't make this difficult. I imagined the wedding hall. White flowers, her sister smiling. Her parents scanning the room to ensure the downgrade didn't contaminate the photographs. I typed 1 word, understood. Then I turned off my phone. I packed with precision, passport, wallet, the old leather jacket she hated because it made me look temporary. I didn't look back at the bed. We had already slept our last lie in it. By the time the bus engine coughed awake, my anger had found a cage. I crossed the border at dawn. Her parents didn't hate me. They loved a ghost. The ex, the surgeon, the man with the correct last name and the correct future, the one whose wedding photos still lived in their hallway, like a shrine to a life she was supposed to return to. She said it was over. I said I believed her. But belief is just laziness dressed as trust. In the new city, I checked into a hotel that smelled like bleach and burned coffee. I opened my phone. Missed calls. Voice notes, panic arranged in blue bubbles. You're overreacting. It's just easier this way. I didn't want to fight them. She never said I chose you. That sentence would have cost her something. I replayed our last dinner. Her eyes leaving the table whenever her phone lit up. The way she'd flinch when I touched her shoulder. Like I was interrupting a private thought. The wedding was tomorrow. Her parents thought I was a downgrade. I wondered who had been upgrading her in secret. I didn't confront. I audited. Phone records were easy. She had always reused passwords. Love makes people predictable. Late-night calls. The same number. A country code that wasn't mine. I pulled old photos from her cloud. Cropped reflections. A man's watch on a table that wasn't ours. A shadow in a window behind her smile. I sat in cafes and watched couples argue in whispers. I memorized the way lies breathe. Short, shallow, rehearsed. She messaged constantly. Please come back. They're pressuring me. I love you. I let the words stack up like evidence bags. I bought a ticket for the train that would take me back across the border, not to her apartment, to the city where the wedding would be. I needed the truth in the same room as the lie. At the station, I printed the call logs. I circled the number. I looked it up. A clinic, cardiology wing. The ex hadn't vanished. He had been promoted. The wedding hotel was glass and gold. Everyone inside looked like they belonged to a family photo. I waited in the lobby cafe. When she walked in, she saw me and froze like a memory that learned to speak. You weren't invited, she whispered. I know. I slid the papers across the table. Quiet, like a receipt. Her pupils dilated. A small animal recognizing a trap. It's not what you think, she said. It never is, I said. She tried to explain with words, shaped like cushions. Closure, pressure, just helping him through something. The story bent under its own weight. I pointed to the circled number. You call him after midnight. Silence, the kind that confesses. He was there when my parents needed someone they could respect, she said. I didn't want to lose you. You didn't want to lose your options. Her eyes filled. Mine emptied. We walked into the ballroom together. Not as a couple, as a disclosure. Her parents noticed me first. Their smiles cracked. The ex stood near the stage, adjusting his tie like he owned the ending. I handed her father the papers. No speech, no drama. Just the truth printed. The mother read. The sister stopped laughing. The ex's face folded into a version of himself that didn't belong in public. She told us you were unstable, the father said. I nodded. I traveled. I verified. The music faltered. Someone dropped a glass. The room learned a new posture. She reached for my arm. I stepped away. "This is why I wasn't invited," I said. "You needed a clean narrative." Her parents looked at her like she was a problem they had raised incorrectly. The ex left through a side door. I stayed long enough to be seen leaving. That was the point. I crossed the border again that night. No messages, no calls. The story was busy burning without me. In the train window, my reflection finally looked like someone who had chosen himself. I didn't win her back. I didn't ask. Vindication isn't possession, it's removal. They thought I was a downgrade, so I upgraded my distance. The last thing I felt for her was accuracy. And accuracy is cold.